Last but not least, I want you to give a very warm welcome to the other co-convenor of Stand Up to Racism. Please welcome Weyman, Bennett.
Thank you for staying, and I'm glad because I can say things that probably no one else allowed to say. But I'm going to say this: I'm for defeating the fascists by any means necessary. By any means necessary. And I can say that because I stand with all majority of us that say that we're going to fight. And I'll tell you why I feel that. Because I went to the funeral of Stephen Lawrence. I went to the funeral of Ruhullah Aramesh. I went to those people that were murdered in the background of a hostile environment. And I saw their parents cry. And I remember turning around and saying, never again. I didn't see it as a glimpse. And I remember going and meeting I met somebody who was one of the Jewish leaders, and I asked him, what was your fear? And I thought he was going to say, poverty, fear, whatever. He said, you know what he said to me? He said, Nazis with nuclear weapons. Exactly. He said to me, the worst thing that could happen in our world is Nazis with nuclear weapons. And at that time, I thought, that's impossible. But I tell you now, when I look at France, and I look at all those people, what we're witnessing, and the reason why we have to have our movement, it's an international movement because we face an international threat. We're internationalists, by the way, because we're internationalist people. We're internationalist people. Our motto is they're welcome here. Somebody said there's not enough space. I tell you what, there's not enough space for greedy bastards that don't pay tax. There's not enough space for that. And when they say there's not enough space, how comes they've got so many houses, and how comes they keep buying up things, and how comes the division of wealth and poverty keeps going up? And people don't say anything about that. And don't tell me it's a Muslim woman with a hijab that's to blame. I tell you something as well. Tommy Robinson, if he's working class, how comes he's making so much money off the back of racism? That's what he's doing. He's making money off the back of racism. People, the problem is, Stephen Yoxley, that's his name. He denies his name because somebody rich told him, don't have an Irish name. The truth is, the Irish workers helped to build Britain. Karl Marx put it this way. He said this. He said the division in Britain between the Irish and the British workers is the root of the weakness of our movement. In other words, they use any means to divide us. That's what he said. Next to Karl Marx is Claudia Jones. She's buried next to him because he built the Notting Hill Carnival that helped to defeat people like Mosley. It's in our tradition to do it. It's in our tradition to do it. And every time, why do we have to march on the 17th? We have to march on the 17th because they're also marching inside Athens on the 17th against the people, against the generals. I love this slogan. We shall march in Athens, Berlin, and London. Yeah. We shall fight. And we shall win. We shall march in Athens, Berlin, and London, and we shall fight. We shall fight. And the reason why we have to have that slogan is for the generation of our children. I don't believe that what we have got was won because how people fought in Cable Street, in Lewisham, in Wood Green. And by the way, I tell you who was in Wood Green? Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn, and you know what we're marching against, by the way? We're marching against anti-Semitism and also racism against black people. I was a kid throwing Saction Sues at the Nazis. It was Christmas. Because for every year, all the time, every day going to school, they used to pick on us. And then suddenly we outnumbered them. It was Christmas, Diwali, and Eid. It was all the festivals all at the same time because we made those bastards run away at 12 years old. We weren't big, strong people. You know what we had? We had numbers, organisation, and we had ideas. I've been told the saddest thing I've seen is Theresa May coming out and dancing. To be honest, right? It's the saddest, and it's the only bit of entertainment I've had since that debacle of that government's got no idea about what it's trying to do. We actually can dance, by the way. We actually have got culture, we have got music, and we can mobilise it against them. That's what we're going to do around Love, Music, Hate Racism, around International UN Day. We're going to have a week of Love, Music, Hate Racism, a beautiful resistance, and that people are going to come out and join us. So what I want to argue now, which is, I think we've got the seed of a mass movement. We have a seed of a mass movement. I do not believe that when people like people from Brazil speak, and say that he hates black women, that he hates LGBT community, right? I tell you what these people are doing. They're uniting us because everything they hate represents the unity of all the groups of people that we're going to attack, that they attack. But we do have to have something at the centre of it. We do have to have organisation. And I tell you what organisation is. Organisation is not uniting with people that you like. That's called a dinner party, right? Or something else, if you have that, right? I tell you who you unite with people you disagree with fundamentally. You're wrong on this, you're wrong on that, I'm always right on this. That's what they used to, that's what the polemics sound like. And that's the truth of it. You say, this is the way to, some people say, I want a social society, and they say, this is the way to do it. Some people say, do it this way. But I tell you one thing, if we allow those divisions to take place that divide us, then we learn the lessons of what happened. Cornelia spoke from Germany, and she said something very important. Firstly, I want to congratulate them for their demonstration that they had inside. Don't tell us that our movement can't mobilise people. That's a tradition. I want to congratulate the Polish comrades for standing out when they march on the streets inside there. I want to congratulate. I tell you something, Viktor Orban may have all those people behind. I want to congratulate the comrades that come from Hungary and stand up when they say they're going to lock them up. We say they're going to lock them up. We stand with them because we're an international movement and we have to start off resistance. But we have our own duty as well. And we have our own test. On the 17th of March, we have to come out in strength. Because I believe why is... I'm glad you remember the right day. See, it's a test. It's just a test. It's not really. Truthfully, I'm going to see, I've been driven crazy by these. Every week there's an anti-racist, anti-Nazi march inside Britain organised by Stand Up to Racism. That's the honest truth. And it's good. Every week there's something to do. It's both a tragedy and a tiring moment. But, you know, but the most important thing is that people come out. I'm going to stop. I'm losing it because sorry. It's been a long day. But I tell you what I'm proud of. There's 1,400 people have come to this conference over the day. It's 1,400 over the day. And to be honest, I don't do counted inflation. It's done by the people who've done all the hard work. All the people, all the stewards here. I tell you the other thing that's happened. I noticed that they're all getting younger. That's the good thing. There's a youth movement being on. Congratulations to the people in Newcastle that had a meeting of 110 inside the university, because I tell you what, I'm sick and tired of the alt-right organising in our universities. The person that's at LSE who organised the Unite the Right movement, he needs to be kicked out of LSE. I tell you, I give you a commitment. Stand Up to Racism is committing itself to kicking that guy out. There was a murder inside there. Don't go to LSE, and we are going to organise a campaign to have him kicked out. That's what we're going to do. What's his name? I've forgotten his name, sorry. So, anyway, sorry. But my final point is, remember the dates. 17th of November, the 16th of March, and most of all, I want to thank everybody in here for being the real leadership of the anti-fascist movement and the platform. That I don't believe that anybody has put together a united platform of all the different people together into one group. You know what the answer to that is? You can be separate hand, but when you become a fist, you have the ability to smash them. It's the confidence and the hope on our side that can begin to break them. Thank you for coming. Let's build Stand Up to Racism. I'll tell you what we should do. Let's wipe the smile off Tommy Robinson's face on the 23rd. Let's turn up with them, but let's make sure we have the numbers to defeat them. Thank you.